Hello and welcome back to the live stream. Thank you for joining me on this lovely summer's day. It is, according to the weather app, somewhere in the region of 24 degrees, and it feels like double that, easily. They're predicting something like 35 degrees on the weekend, and I don't know how I'm going to cope. I can only hope that all of my sound settings are working correctly, because I cannot close the window today. Normally I would for a stream, especially now with all the noise from the cars outside, but there's no way. I'm gonna boil to death in here if I close the window. And there was some joke I had lined up for there, but never mind, it just escaped my mind. Oh well. Moving on, no longer interest today. I don't really have anything that needs bringing up. Let me just hop right on over to Terraria, where things are also going to get hot today because we are heading down the elevator once again to see if we can maybe survive this time. Last time we had managed to reach all the way down to the bottom and then run around this city a little bit from the, what's it called, Stars and Time mod? I had imagined that the sci-fi space star themed mod would have its biome somewhere up in the sky, but no, apparently not. Apparently it spawns down in hell for some reason. Very, very dangerous. Did not manage to make it very far before dying. So we're gonna go head off towards the left instead and see if we can get some hell resources. Maybe not go down here where we dug before, but instead pop over to the left. Might be a good idea. Is that water in here, or is that just a blue background? Let me check that when we get to the bottom. If that is water, I might go dig up some more obsidian. I'm 90% sure that there's some item you can craft which gives you lava immunity, and I think it's the obsidian skull, and I think it's just made out of a bunch of obsidian and nothing more fancy or complicated than that. I could be wrong. That could have gone very poorly if that had knocked us into the side and we take fall damage. There's little cobwebs down here. We'll need to put some walls up there. Need to light up this whole place. The issue with the elevator is there's all these things you want to do to it for convenience, but you never get round to it. It is just back now. You never get round to it because it's really, really long and making... Holy hell, what the hell is that? Earthen construct. Okay. You never get around to it because making those changes is really effort and resource intensive. So instead you just leave the elevator as it is and suffer the consequences. And by the time you finally have all the means necessary to make the changes easily, you're way into the late game and have wings and stuff like that, and you no longer care about improving your elevator. Whew. Oh no, that's spirit. Since when do random mobs have a phase 2? May not be able to handle this creature. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I need to run. But not too fast and not too... It would be kinda silly to let myself die from fall damage at this point. Yeah, by the time you actually have the means to easily go and alter your elevator, you don't care about the elevator any longer. Okay, same as like the other constructs that we've encountered. Not too important in that case. Take this down at some point, or maybe at least get the explosive. But it doesn't matter if the detonator is still there. Okay, I'm pretty sure, yeah, torches there, I put those down myself, so I've looted that chest. Okay. Do I wait for my health to regen? It's pretty slow. I don't want to use another potion. I wonder what gave us that presence thing that reduces spawn rates. I don't think I consumed any potion on accident. I only hit H for the heal. Hard to say. Could have been that when the construct hit us, it caused that for some reason. Alright, now I wanted to, instead of dropping straight down there, see if I can get some distance to the left. 3 rains. The lights of a neon veil dance around you, increase spawn rates. Yeah. Ooh, okay, that was maybe a little reckless. And I think quite ready to tangle with the neon veil quite yet. Hopefully, we are prepared to tangle with hell. I wouldn't bet on it, but we can at least try. I think the chests that spawn in the little hell buildings are all, what's it called? Are all locked? They need, either was it shadow keys or shadow keys or golden keys? One of the two. Oh, do you go through blocks? Yes, you do. Great. Okay. What is this? Ooh! I feel like, so far, the amount of additional dangers added by these mods has not been proportional to the amount of extra tools to survive said danger that has been provided to us. Lesser wisp, not even a greater wisp, a lesser. Okay, how much health do you have? 70. How much damage do we do with our enchanted boomerang? 17. Was thorium ore something that I had the means to work with already? No, possibly not. Oh, you can... Oh wait, earthen plating. I thought I was crafting with fragments of earth. Where do I have earthen... Secrets of the Shadows. This is also Secrets of the Shadows. Fragments... Earth just equivalent to earthen plating? Yeah, I don't have anything else in my inventory here. This must just be... equivalent. A neat aesthetic. I feel like it feels a little bit more starbound than Terraria. Not massively, but a little. Okay, let's big section near the chest. Do I try that again, having seen how quickly we got killed? We did not make it very far at all once hitting hell. I suppose I could drop down here. There appears to be another building, so the question is, can I make the jump here? And once there, is there anything else to jump to? I feel like I want to at least try. It's not as though the journey down there is a horribly long one. I need to get rid of these explosives at some point. Yeah, it's not as if the journey down there is a terribly long one, so let's quickly drop and see if we can get past again. And if not, then oh well. Someone's walking down the road with their speakers blaring at full volume. I do sincerely hate people like that, like genuine, deep-rooted loathing for people who play their music out loud in public. I do not know what kind of nonsense has to be going through someone's head to think that there's no problem with it. Is there somewhere we can land over to the side here? I'm kind of curious about that fountain. Quick sidetrack before we try to go down to hell again. God, have they stopped out? No, they're just super slow. But for a moment the music was sticking around, but it was just taking a second to fade into the distance. Yeah, I don't know what has to be going through someone's head to think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna listen to this on my speakers out loud. There's no problem with that. That's not causing a disruption for everybody else. Insane. Completely selfish behavior. For some reason my tracking is uncensored again. I can't figure out what makes it decide when and how to work. Because it feels like it's basically at random. You know, some days I will be perfectly on center and we won't stray at all. And some days it will be immediately the moment I turn it on. We're off center and nonsense. Springstone. So the springstone is what's causing the bubbling effect in the water. Now the real question is there some way to make springstone act as a spring? Can this be a water source? Can be placed, it's from Starlight River. Curious about that fountain. Okay, first the obsidian that will hopefully allow me to make a defense against lava. Pretty crucial as far as exploring hell is concerned. And then we can go dig that fountain up, and then we can go make the next run at hell. I don't know how much obsidian I'll need. I think the obsidian skull is a pretty early game item. It shouldn't take a terribly huge amount. I've got 48 so far. I think a bit over 50 is a fairly safe amount. We can just finish digging out this little bit of lava down here. Okay. Now to get back up. Oh, how I long for flight. Oh, what are the requirements for wings again? Wings are... You gotta kill some of the bosses and they drop souls, right? Like, I think it's... The mechanical bosses drop souls? Like, the twins give you souls of flight, someone gives you souls of fright, and someone of might. I think possibly... Skeletron is might, and whatever the mech version of a worm is called was right. When do you fight the mechanical bosses are post Wall of Flesh? Right, that's the order of things. You do regular bosses, you do Wall of Flesh, and then you do mechanical bosses. Which means we are absolutely ages away from... Oh dear. We are absolutely ages away from getting wings. Ages and ages. Okay, come on. Kill this guy. Quickly, quickly. There we go. Whew. But to be honest, I figured we would just kind of lose there. I have also not resummoned my thingy. I completely forgot. You throw your boomerang and don't hit an enemy, you really are just kind of stuck waiting for a minute. Is there some way to get flight sooner? I think... Does the steampunker sell a jetpack? And can we get the steampunker before the mechanical bosses? I feel like they're also a post Wall of Flesh thing, aren't they? Not sure what equipment I need to be on to be ready to face hard mode. I want some more of a springstone in case it does have anything to do with the hot spring source. Transforms nearby water into a hot spring. Oh, so it's not these blocks that are responsible, it's the fountain? Dangerous bat. Oh, I'm very curious about that. Oop, I hear screech from outside. Someone's struggling. I thought I saw a chest off in the distance, but apparently not. Yeah, I don't know. I think normally when I'm going for the Wall of Flesh, I'm in meteor armor? I think? Yeah, because the meteor gun, little laser gun you can get that fires based off your mana. Ooh, crap there. That fires based off your mana is, I think, my go-to weapon for fighting the Wall of Flesh with. Of course, given how many mods there are installed, it's probably been buffed by at least one of them, which means we likely need to gear up a little higher than I normally do before taking on that particular challenge. Otherwise, we are very unlikely to win. I will need to be on the lookout for a guide voodoo doll, of course. Is it still a meme in the Terraria community that the guide is like terribly suicidal and will get you killed along the way as well? That was a big thing back when I watched Terraria content. I don't know if they even like are real. Oh dear, this is unfortunate. I don't know if there really are Terraria content creators at this point in time. I think all the ones I used to watch stopped posting quite a long time ago. Like Hero or Odyssey Games or Verbal Processing. Not terribly famous ones, but they're the ones I watched and the ones I enjoyed. But yeah, they've all stopped posting years and years ago. What is that? Move coal. Okay, well, I don't think I can reasonably justify not going back for that. That's the whole joy of a big modded Terraria run through, all the new items and stuff that you don't recognize. And I can't even be sure that that's a modded item because it's been so long since I last played that there's been a final patch or two in between. You know, Terraria Starfile. Oh, there we go. Now it's moving. Oh, there's the earthen plating. It was in my ammo slots for some reason. So we have coal. Can we place material from thorium? I guess that's just what the earth elementals drop? And not some special item? But yeah, discovering all of this stuff is like the whole point of a run through like this. I see it every now and then as a sort of point of discussion about the quality of Terraria as a game. People complaining about the fact that you can't play this without having a whole bunch of wiki pages open because you'll just be lost. What am I doing down here? What was my plan? Drop down here and just go left? Right? I think so. And I don't think that's entirely fair to the game. I think you actually very much can play Terraria without a wiki page open by just kind of going for it, right? There is so much stuff in the game. Yeah, if you want to try and find the absolute most broken, powerful weapon possible in order to effortlessly destroy every boss, then you are probably going to want a wiki page open because the crafting recipes of that weapon are going to be ridiculous. But you don't need that. Even on the more difficult modes, a lot of the difficulty comes from early on before you have any equipment to actually protect yourself with. Later on, once you get stronger, you've got some methods of escape and stuff like that, it's really not that hard of an ask. And I think you're better off and will have a more enjoyable time with the game if you just let things happen, you know? Just experience it as it comes for you. You might not end up with every item, and you might not discover every single hidden thing or craft every possible charm and weapon and armor and whatever, but you don't need them. And it truly is a fun experience to just discover things as you go along. Okay, do I want to risk stopping to try and dig that up? And not right here next to the thing with the boss spawn. Bale struck. Pickaxe speed reduced and certain blocks cannot be destroyed. That's awful. Oh, why is my directions reversed? Hello? Okay. Well, we made it a little deeper into hell right there. And we can see a few things around and about. I don't know if I can mine that ore with the platinum pickaxe. I feel like probably not. Didn't really get a view of that tower, unfortunately. That doesn't seem to be anything. There's a pot. Forge, more pots, a banner. Okay, no chest in that building. Do I have the means to craft an obsidian skull and resist burning? Obsidian striker from a throwing class, something tomahawk, healer class, a buckler. Which one do I have? Defense by 2, a 13 life shield. Defense by 1, 9 life. Okay. Obsidian racket from the bard class. I'm not seeing anything to craft an obsidian skull with. Oh, no, there it is. Grants immunity to fire blocks. Is that what I'm looking for? Is that lava immunity? I don't think it is it? Fire blocks is, well, as the name would suggest, blocks. It's certain things you can stand on. I don't think that this is lava immunity, fortunately. Melee weapon. 38 damage. I mean, 38 is not bad. We might just hang on to that in inventory. See if we want to use it later. Put it in or down here. Let's see about healthy ingots. What's that? Neotelemetry. Okay. Got all of those, and in weapons. Now we're on platinum. Let's higher up. Okay. Do I run down there, throw myself into it, see if I can get a little bit further, or do we go for alternatives? We can attempt to get past the jungle and see if we can reach the edge of the ocean, or we can try to survive the Crimson. What we will do one way or another before that is pause the background music that I've only just realized has still been playing the entire time. Terraria very much has its own music. We do not need 2 background tracks. My apologies, that was very silly of me. I really should have noticed that that was still playing earlier. But I'm so used to this music by now that it just kind of blends into the background for me. There we go, speed up time. Let me take a sip real quick while that's going on. I think it would be interesting to see, instead of a speed up day night cycle, an actual speed up time. I was thinking the other day about how viable or not it would be kind of game design wise to have a game where the speed of yourself and various enemies is something important, and you can get super speed and it actually does like make you or scales the enemy's movement to appear faster or slower to you in comparison. I'm sure that must have been done somewhere, right? There's so many games that have slow-mo effects, but it tends to be that slow-mo is from our perspective, right? It's slow-mo for the player. So what it does is, ooh, the ground here feels like flesh. Like we shouldn't stay long, but that's obvious. Yeah, slow-mo from the player's perspective, so everything including your own character is in slow motion, that you as the player have a chance to aim and stuff. What I would like to see is slow-mo and such from a in-game character perspective, where actually all the mobs and stuff, everything around you gets slowed down, and you're still moving at normal speed in comparison. I think we're gonna die in this corner. Ooh, it's not impossible that we survive here, depends if we've got enough knockback. Ooh, okay. Ooh. If the shield had slightly better aim with its mana bolts, that would also help a lot. The boomerang really showing its critical weakness here. That when you miss and it goes flying, it's just gone for a while. And in the interim, you're screwed. Okay, there's a chest there. I kind of do want to have a look inside it. Just loot all. Just loot all and keep going. Oh. Oh, there was a regular slime there. There's a spider pursuing us. I think these trees also have stuff at the bottom, like you can go down and find a chest. Okay, there's the entrance to the underground section of the Crimson. We are not prepared for that right now. We just want to go through here and see what lies beyond. We've got some slight crimsony desert. Alright, we made it past. I think. There we go. Don't know how far underground the crimson stretches on in that direction. Okay, let's not be pursued across the rest of the map by these guys. There's only a handful of them, and without more spawning us back up constantly, I'm fairly confident we can handle them. Just like that. Okay, let's get this guy as well, and then we can check out the loot from that chest. Talon. Okay, Talon's on the Thorium mod. Quick guide to plant fiber cordage allows the collection of vine rope from vines. Built by a skeleton merchant during a first quarter. Veteran Cook might be interested in this. Deathweed. Acorns tower. Killing summon active enemies summons acorns to fall nearby him. Summon tagged, what does that mean? Is it something that's been hit by one of my summons? So this kind of propagates, like as the acorns kill things, they summon acorns to kill things? We just had more slot, I'd love to play around with that and see. Right now I'm not so sure. Just mushroom. Did I just watch you two spawn in? A herb bag. Let's not open that yet. Shurikens. Okay. Decent, but overall mundane haul. Oh, one of the two disappeared. Might have been a graphical glitch. I get close enough to hit this guy without being hit myself. It looks like... Yes. Mostly. I do have to say, not to like feed into the Terraria Minecraft comparisons, especially after in a previous stream I talked about how they're not really equivalent to each other. But one thing Minecraft absolutely has going for it over Terraria has got to be terrain generation. Cute enemy, just kind of blows you away. If you don't have a ranged option, this could be a pretty big problem. Yeah, terrain generation. Like, Terraria looks nice in a kind of general sense, but I'm never exploring terrain in Terraria and going, wow, this is an incredible spot, or I'd love to build a house here or something like that. Nah, it's just kind of there. As you to slide down walls, improve stability over shoe spikes. Nice. The environment is just kind of there as a background thing. Some stuff like the backgrounds during the Moon Lord or the cultists, when you've got those pillars and each one has a different background, and then you can use the drops to make a little placeable thing that changes the background. I'm explaining this terribly, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Those are super pretty. But that's not Terraria's terrain generation, that's just the quality of the art on the background and stuff like that. Whereas in Minecraft, you absolutely do sometimes look at something and go, wow, this is gorgeous. Hello? The hell is that? Snooble, 120 HP. I don't know that I want to mess with Snooble. Snooble's kind of scary. Is this something that I can open, or is this another chamber like this one, which will seal me in and make me fight against a bunch of enemies? Okay, I clicked, it doesn't do anything. I assume that icon there is some kind of key that I require to interact with this place. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I'm glad I made that jump. I wasn't sure I was gonna. Some pots. Anything immediately under here? Yeah. The caves in the ice biome tend to go down pretty deep, so they are good for gaining access to the underground and finding new areas to explore, but we still have plenty of branching caves off by our elevator. Interesting. And what's this? What is that called on the map? Touchstone. Alright, I mean, if you're asking me to, I will. Aurora Spirit. Am I supposed to follow that? Oh! Snooble is caught up. Snooble, we don't have to have beef. We can just move past each other. Actually, my thing's gonna kill it. That was less health than I thought. Some coins, nothing else. Alright. What a peculiar creature. I will follow the strange light into the darkness. We're not on like a marsh or in the woods, so it's not a will-o-wisp, so should be safe. Surely not leading us into some terrible fairy-related danger. I like the line that it's drawing on the mini-map. The straight line of me going down and then the kind of light grey of its movements. Ah, water. More water, hello? What's the situation over here? Get me somewhere dry. Okay. What is this? Chill, the movement speed technology. Because I'm in the frozen water, yeah, fair enough. I'll drain that away, and then we can continue. And there's more water. Ice caves. Vanilla biome. That is fine. I'm not providing the most entertaining commentary here, but I'm kind of focused on just keeping an eye out for enemies. Skill I gotta practice. Okay, there's a glow off to the side. Oh, this is nice. I think this stuff breaks if you land on it too hard. Ooh, is that a crimson altar? We have to go back over there. Why? Permafrost construct. Okay. Drastically lowered enemy spawns. I guess this is we got that earlier from the... Oh, and it disappeared as soon as that thing disappeared. We got that earlier from the earthen construct. Just further down? What is the purpose of this? How mysterious. And what mod is it from? This... Based on the little interactions that we've had so far with various things. Or curiosity. Increases mining speed, that's why we're tearing through. Based on the little interaction we've had so far, this feels like Starlight River content. If you get lucky with where you find one of these buildings, it seems like it would be a really good way to make a elevator. Just got a mining speed boost all the way down. Ah, okay, we can't quite avoid guys. Let's go through it quickly and see how much of it drains away. Ooh. Ooh, what is that? Ooh! Also, my inventory is full. Okay, one thing at a time, yeah? You can wait a second. Okay, lead ore. A shard. Let's keep our dart trap, bombs, ice and snow. Leaf, daybloom. Let's keep a daybloom seed, why not? We can do some out. Hurricanes. Stars. Oh. We don't really have a lot of stuff that can just be thrown away. I really need like a dozen more minions. So they can take care of all this nonsense for me. Yeah, we dig so much slower without the boost. I'm gonna dig this out slightly so that the water drains away out of this structure. Probably done deeper down? Yeah, deeper down. Okay, continuing. Let's get another post. Terraria is a very wonderful game to get sidetracked in. I think the combination of the sheer amount of stuff and the... Like, while there is a progression, there's not really a clear demand for you to go and follow that progression. You're not on any sort of schedule, there's no actual quest telling you, oh, you've got to go beat the Wall of Flesh and then the Moon Lord and all the other nonsense in between. That just kind of is a thing you can choose to pursue as you go along. Really helps to make this game feel relaxed while still being somewhat motivated to progress. Is this a spider den? Doesn't seem like it. A web gun. We probably don't need these. Take these just because. Take the money. Take the torches. Water walking potion. Ooh. Don't need any of that, or this, or that. We can always get more day bloom and more water leaf. Deathweed is a little... Nah, actually we can get more deathweed too. Ice. Delicious mushrooms. Yeah, ditch all of that. Yeah, like you never really feel pressed. You're not being pressured to progress in this game. But there is some motivation to just explore and find stuff. And I think that really contributes to why I feel like it's so chill to just get whatever items you happen to encounter as you go along. Like coming back to the complaint I was talking about earlier that people have about needing a wiki page open to play Terraria. You don't have to collect every single one of the hundreds of items, or thousands even. There's no one out there demanding that you 100% this game. And any such demand would be ridiculous, considering the sheer amount of stuff in it. Oh no, this could be dangerous. Hopefully with them all coming filtered through this narrow gap, we can keep them in check. They're not very strong individually. I don't know if and how many frames of... Has there been a chest in every single one of these and I just didn't see it? Oh, please tell me that's not the case. Oh, please tell me that's not the case. No, touchstone. Yeah, chests show up on the minimap, so... Oh, so if they're happy when we would see it here. That's fine then. I was about to say, like, if I've got to backtrack all the way back up there again... Ah. Right, downwards. I assume this whole venture eventually terminates somewhere in hell? That would be the obvious. All those spiders, all creepers. They've got pretty high damage, I think. Which is... And there we go. Bail back out of here. The thing does not come back up with you. You move away from it, Did he spawn? I saw it there again for a moment. Okay, I think I've got to go back up and trigger it again. So you're somewhat limited on taking a semi-direct route to follow it. It definitely makes this more difficult. Oh, there's another one. Not gloom time. The thingy. The long thing. See its snout glitching through stuff. What the heck mod is that from? That feels out of place for everything. Like, I cannot imagine which mod went, oh yeah, we need to add some strange creature that looks like the vacuum cleaner from Teletubbies. It's a bit out of left field for any of the mods I have installed. We'll have to see whether I end up feeling that it was worth having a bunch, or whether I do agree with the warnings that people had given out that you never want too many content mods because they'll clash with each other. I think it should work well enough. Do dig quickly. Is that a bloody shadow orb? No, hang on, those are supposed to spawn into corruption. We've got crimson in this world. But I need to drain the water out of here. Ideally, I would like to not go so far away that our little thing despawns and we've got to go all the way back up. Is that just a metal ball from a trap? Possible. Ah, I think it already did. Damn it. Okay. We will go back up and get that again, but I have to see what this is before we continue onward. If it is a what are they called? Like a shadow orb, a corruption orb, something. Whatever it's called, it will drop a gun when broken. Okay, it's not falling down, it's not. Frozen Aurora chunk. Ah. So none of the things I was expecting. Gloom gel, we've got a bunch of that. Don't care. Fragment of permafrost. Melee critical strikes cause an icy explosion. That's a preserved piece of the night sky. Yeah, it's despawned. Back up we go. Oh. Get another one. Here we have a pretty clear route. Right. Peak 3 at this point. Peak 3. Trying to follow this thing into the depths. Because this whole area is now flooded as well, which makes our whole life much more difficult. And these are gonna come after me when I drop down. Oh, it just exploded. Below us, what's below us? And will it be bad if I fill it with very cold water? Okay, quickly, dig into the side, dig up. There we go. Yeah, good. I would like to, if possible, drain this water somewhere else and not into the mysterious chamber. Well, actually, you know what I can do if I'm not, you know, stupid? I can just close this. And then we have way less water to deal with. Wouldn't that be a smart idea? Alright, cool. Get rid of that. Oh, just a little bit. Okay. Now then, please don't just immediately kill me when I drop in here. Oh. Oh, it's solid. Never mind. Oh, and I can't damage it. I thought this was a drop, but no, it's completely solid. What is this then? You let me down here, what's the point of it? Hold on. I'm gonna drain the water a little further away so that I can dig down the side of it. What happens if I throw a glow stick? Okay, it lands. Completely solid. But it might just be some kind of solid darkness thing. There do appear to be gaps on this side. Ooh. Place blocks on blue squares. Next, hang on, what did I say? Permafrost Temple from Starlight River. Oh no, I let water in. Oh, those are doors on the side here. Yeah, please drain them out. Hang on. I can open the door? Yes. I think the sparkle still showing up slightly hurts the coolness of this whole hidden darkness effect they've got going on here. But overall, pretty nice presentation. I am impressed and intrigued. Okay, place blocks on blue square. Oh, please don't be a boss fight. I'm not prepared for a boss fight right now. Okay. This feels very boss fighty. I think we're about to lose these gold coins. Make a little bit of inventory space. Yeah, this looks very boss fighty. Very, very boss fighty. Prismatic drowning. You're drowning in prismatic waters. You've been cursed, that's not good. You aren't able to use any... Okay, hello, what are we doing here? No boss fight? What's happening here? Mob right outside the... You get very, very briefly cursed. I don't appear to actually be dying in these prismatic waters. What on earth is this? We'll use... Okay, I attempt to place an item and I get cursed, so I can't do it. Or maybe I should put something there, but no, that doesn't appear to be the case. Well, this is anticlimactic. Hello. We get to this strange temple and the end result is just, cool, you're in here now. Falling through the middle doesn't change anything. Also, how would you get out of here if I didn't have double jump? You can kind of launch yourself to the side, but you can't place anything. And you can't dig through this. So, if I didn't have my double jump, would I just be stuck in here? That doesn't sound right. Did something glitch? I'm tempted to look this up just so that I can verify that we haven't bugged somehow. I'm gonna take a drink. Water over there. Okay, now I've poured water into the permafrost temple. I've got a fragment of permafrost. In fact, I've got two. Might those be relevant here in some way, shape, or form. I also don't know which mod this thing in my inventory is from. Oh. Yeah, I'm concerned that I've somehow bugged something. I'm gonna take a brief peek. Permath Temple. What was the mod called? Secrets of the Shadows? Shadows. Let's see what it has to say. Permafrost Construct? No, that's not what we're looking for. So it does confirm that that is the source of the intimidating presence. Um. There must be some info somewhere about what this thing is. I'm not, however, finding it. And I know, all this after the talk early about not needing a wiki. But I think there's a difference between needing one for gameplay and wanting one to confirm things are functioning properly when modded. Like in CK2, there's a cheat menu mod that I always have installed when I'm running a mod pack, because every now and then two mods interact in some way that completely breaks something, and I've got to go fix it. Monument. More structure found on the surface of the ice biome. No. That's not it. Yeah, did I get the name right? This is the... Permafrost Temple. Ah, not Secrets of the Shadows. Starlight River. I was completely wrong. Starlight River. We got... Okay, the Aurora Temples, a pre-hardened biome, can be found deep within the ice biome. Large cathedral-like structure, access the arena for Auroracle. Bathed in Aurora water, the player can swim around flexibly until they spawn Oracle by throwing suspicious-looking offering. Leave the structure, the player can find space of prison or... It can be accessed at any time and can be found by following Aurora Spirit to the temple. Okay, I guess just not relevant to us right now. Not bugged. I'm skeptical on the implementation of this place. This felt... Right, let's get back home. It's raining. Okay. Quick stack to nearby. Let's maybe get rid of some of these arrows as well, because we don't have a ranged weapon. And not having them around will let us pick up more stuff. Before I put the new stuff away, let's see if anything pops up in the crafting. Oh, and it sure does. Okay. Real quick, am I on maximum magic? Yes, I am. Did we already know that? No, we're not big stacking the mana crystal away. So this was the first one that hasn't worked. Okay. We can make different plants. Right click to open. of a fallen deathwind. Also don't have any of those tests yet. We will want to make an alchemy potion making chest at some point. Diamond. Maybe not the diamond, since that can be used as an ingredient. This, the Book of Frost, Swiftness Potion, the Obsidian. The Obsidian. Okay, now, and once more. Anything up here? Okay. Mana Ball. An orb of colorless magical energy. Maximum mana increased by 10. Is that back with a regular? Oh, equipable. Sorry, not consumable. Equipable. Huh. Also a material, so we can make an upgraded one later. Good to know. Oh yeah, I can store some of these over here. This one decreases mining speed by 33% for blocks outside your original range. Doubles block placement and tool range. That's worth keeping around. A whetstone, we now have 2 of those, plus 1 to all damage. Probably not worth keeping. When divas wear off, gain temporary speed and damage boost. And a regeneration. Okay, let's instead bring along melee. This is melee. Let's bring along this and this. Don't want to switch anything out. Critical strikes have a 10% chance to reduce your debuff duration. Minions can storm me out, that's good. Quick incubated egg. 40%. Minions entry attacks have 10% chance to generate a swarm of spiders. Let's switch that one out with this, I think. Yeah, just like that for the time being. Oh look, but scrolls have top hats on. Then, looking further down here, the Ice Shaver, that's from the Healer class. Hold front, 10 melee damage, 20 critical strike damage. How much melee is this? 17. Fast speed, very weak knockback, attacks my frostburn and target briefly. Bow. Turns out a tall sliding cube of ice. Ice cubes frostburn and attack it briefly. I suppose it would be a starting point for a magic weapon. You cost 6, we only have 9. So making armor is probably not worth it. 40% pickaxe power versus 59. Noble, that's a flail. Okay. Looks like nothing particularly worth us crafting. Excuse me for just a minute, gotta go deal with something. Okay, continuing. So we got... oh, only about halfway actually. Quite a bit more than we did going towards the right. Pretty decent amount downwards though. Be curious to come back to that. I don't know where we get the offering thing from. I guess we've given a slight spoiler now that we know what that's used for. I don't know whether its description would have told us that anyway or not. We shall find out. I'll take that as confirmation that I do not need to worry if we find more strange structures, and we can just assume that they are working correctly without checking. Fragment of nature. God, we look very threatening with the obsidian score on. Very threatening. Has anyone moved into that top floor? No. Is it suitable? Yes. It is suitable. Who's up next? And the ocean. Here we find underground. We need to have weapons to bring in the arms dealer. Yeah, beat a boss for the Dryad. And then a bunch of new people that we don't know about. Okay, I think it's sort of getting dark again. Let me take another run at that down there. Put on the obsidian skull. I think the obsidian skull doesn't help against lava. It helps against like fire attacks and certain things of that nature. But we will simply have to... excuse me. We will simply have to check to make sure. If it does, then excellent. If not, then that's probably still helpful as we enter into hell. I do believe there are quite a number of blocks around there that cause some manner of burning effect. Okay, where are some, like over here there's some lava we can kind of safely dip into.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, oh jeez, this! Alright, lava does absolutely massive damage. Also we're on fire, and the obsidian skull is doing absolutely nothing about it. Okay. That's not ideal. Let's get some regeneration. Guess we'll dump that back up top then. That's immunity to fire blocks. Okay, so specifically just there are... I mean, fire, like actual flames, there's no fire blocks as in blocks of, like, burning wood generating fire blocks in a way that, you know, Powder Game has fire particles. That's not a thing. There must be certain blocks that cause fire damage, and the obsidian skull grants us immunity to those. Which, while not useless, is certainly not currently full. Alright, get me out of here swiftly. I do love the music. Okay, no, we cannot make that jump. Ah, would these be the exact blocks in question? Because I just took damage standing on this. God. Is this an... no. This is not even slightly feasible. Not even slightly. Man, these wisps are brutal. Like, hell is dangerous under normal circumstances, don't get me wrong. But, you know, you get, like, the imps that shoot through, walls, and bats that are slightly tougher than the regular ones. This is seriously dangerous. I mean, even the demons with, like, their laser sickles are pretty easy to dodge, so they don't present that much of a threat. These guys, I think we're gonna have to wait until we see that little message pop up that a meteorite has landed before we can attempt to tangle with those. Which means that currently hell is closed off as an avenue of progression. Until I can figure out how to refine thorium ore, we're probably kind of... Okay, no, actually the wood greaves, we can make some better armor. I didn't realize that I was wearing mismatched stuff. I thought I had an actual armor set, but this being the case... There is no Aurora bar. Loft are we? Okay, why not? Let's move this, not the, over here to the materials chest. Then, armor. 4 defense, 2 defense, 3 defense. I think going from the wooden greaves to these is probably the most valuable, worthwhile difference. Okay. Coil, 5 summon damage. Oh, that's a whip. Not too cool. Crimtine bar. 10 of these now. Blood Butcherer, Bloodlust Cluster, Tendon Bow, a fishing rod even. More platinum. Enough platinum for an armor piece, perhaps? It does not seem so. That tends to be the way it goes in Terraria. You find yourself having just not quite enough to make the stuff that would really let you jump forward in progression. You always gotta crawl your way along in increments. Can we fragment craft anything? No. I swear these were... Ah no, these are ice shards. These are not fragments. They're from thorium, not Seekers of the Shadows. Okay. Fair enough then. We do have a pair of suspicious looking eyes. It might... With enough potions and preparations, it might not be insane to try challenging the Eye of Cthulhu. And then it's, what, the Shadow armor set? I think... No, the Destroyer, the Eater of Worlds, whatever it's called, drops scales and stuff for shadow equipment. I think all of the pre-hard mode bosses drop Demonite ore? I'm not sure. I seem to recall that being the case. It might also not hurt to explore down the bottom of one of these, because I want to say I remember there being chests. That's useful. I guess rope doesn't hurt. The Journer's Scarf. Increased movement speed, decreased life regeneration while stationary. Okay. That's an interesting trade-off. Ah, these two are joined together. Ooh. These are all joined together. New item has been unlocked in the Deviant's shop. Kind of more herb bags. Loot. I've got no intention of using it, but I am going to collect it. Okay, anything further left? No, let's just try to avoid getting completely lost down here. We want to clear everything, ideally without doubling up. A spear, a dormant scepter, thing, a mystical light river. A bricklayer's mallet, we really don't need spares. Okay, and that goes even further. Let's go back to the left, make sure that we've actually cleared that out. Then we go up the middle passage, and then we go over to the... That way we can be fairly certain we're not missing it. Pretty deep down. And it just exits the cave. Okay. Get me out of here. I feel like one of the alternatives, was it the sandstorm in a bottle? I think gives you more jump height than the cloud in a bottle does. That'll be very valuable to get. Right now, through here, and then upwards. There's not another... No, there's not another passage in the middle. Just this. Seed of Hope, equipable, unless planting acorns increases your movement speed and life recovery. Like, for how long though? Permanently? I assume not, because that would be way overpowered if it were the case. What's this thing? Living loom, used for special crafting. Okay. We've gotten that. Looking at the minimap. What was that? What just died? That looked like a little garden gnome. It is. Oh. Alright, anything down here, and then we can go up and escape that. Alright, that also just terminates in a little chamber. Was there ever, like, an explanation or an in-law reason given for why these trees grow the way they do? Because these are vanilla, right? Like, these trees and the way they generate, that's vanilla structure. And I don't think there was ever any sort of reasoning given for why that would be the case and why there's stuff in them. And Terraria is not super huge on big lore reveals anyway, right? I think we get a little bit of story here and there that you can piece together, like for example, the what's-his-face, a Clothier that shows up after you defeat Skeletron is obviously the guy who was cursed, who having now been restored. But beyond that, why anything in the world of Terraria is the way it is basically a mystery, right? There's no real explanation given. And where would it be, right? There's a couple lines of dialogue from a few of the NPCs about each other, and then just backgrounded environmental storytelling, which is sparse. Something's gone wrong here. I don't think birds are supposed to float like that. There was lots of discussion oh, okay, another one of those. There was lots of discussion recently about Minecraft lore, actually, because the release of the little mini ghasts that you can grow and use as a mount raised all sorts of implications about the nature of regular ghasts and stuff like that. Same as when the Bastions were added and it was like, oh, okay, so piglins had like a whole civilization until whatever turned everyone into zombies on the surface world also created the zombie piglins and basically wiped them out. Which is like a silly amount of lore for Minecraft to have. It did not need all of that, but I do feel like it doesn't hurt to have it. Wow, that's way more dangerous than the construct. Way more dangerous. Waterleaf seeds. Fragments of earth. This all just go here for the time being. We summon our guy. We do love our guy. Really would like to have more. Oh, slime is falling from the sky. Alright, never mind. I was gonna go get that gold back, but priorities have shifted. Do I have the DPS to kill enough slimes to summon the Slime King? And if I do, can I even defeat him? I think the answer to both of those questions might actually end up being... But we are still going to get as many of these as possible. Because it's a great opportunity to get a whole load of money. And enough gel to last us forever. Which is not like super important. I don't think I've ever actually managed to run out of torches. But I think the reason you never run out of torches is because you have gel in overwhelming quantities. Oh! What the heck was that? Did I equip a thing that causes occasional explosions? I don't think I did. Could switch these. Was it this that? Yeah, this summons. Cool. I don't think the mana bolts are counting for whatever tagged by minions is supposed to mean. Minions are absolutely my favorite playstyle for Terraria. Minions combined with magic are just so strong. Magic weapons are versatile and good at dealing with very different types of opponents, different movement patterns and such. And then minions deal with all of the chaff and continue shooting and focusing even while you're distracted on mobility and avoiding damage and stuff. It's just an excellent combination. Plus I think the magic weapons are the most dramatic out of everything. Like, yeah, you know, the like fire lance or whatever that you can get after the Moon Lord is cool. But is it as cool as the final prism? I'm gonna have to go ahead and say no. No, it's not. The final prism is in a league of its own as far as coolness is concerned. Alright, I don't want to keep having to go back and forth between the houses. So what we're gonna do is fight in this valley over here. Actually no, then slimes are gonna get stuck in there. Ugh! Get me over this side. And off out here. There we go. And it sucks a little bit to be doing this right next to the Crimson, but what can you do? But let's keep these doors permanently open. Okay. I wonder if it... Oh! Hello, that's the... Is it just called Pinky? Yeah, it's called Pinky. Super tanky, very tiny slime. I can't remember if it has any special drops. We are about to find out. achievement pretty in pink. And pretty in pink. Oh, just kill Pinky. Okay. Unlocks a new item in the Deviant's shop. Vanquisher medal required for defeating contracted monsters. And some pink gel. We'll have to see in a little bit what the Deviant has for now. Oh, another explosion. I feel like there's potential in a YouTube video about slimes as like a basic monster. Like why are slimes, goblins, imps and stuff considered basic starter monsters? Where that actually comes from? I assume the influence is from Japanese RPGs. That's where it's most often seen at the very least. Like the trope has kind of made its way out to the rest of the world, but I feel like it originated from and is found most prevalently in Japanese media. And I wonder if there's a reason for that. Like, where does the slime as a monster even originate? Because the equivalent in other media that I could think of would be gelatinous cubes in like D&D and stuff like that. And they're not a starter monster. Oozes and slimes and stuff tend to be really dangerous in tabletop RPGs, actually. Which is quite a change from the perception of a weak starter monster. What is causing this occasional explosion? I'm very confused. Melee critical strikes cause an icy explosion. There we go. That's just... I think I am going to switch this back over to this way. I haven't spotted any acorns, and I think whatever counts as tagging is not happening. Maybe I need to use it in conjunction with a whip, because I believe the way whips work, I've never actually gone for that playstyle, but I believe the way whips work is that whatever enemy you, the player, strike with the whip becomes the new target. I think he has a teleportation-like ability. Okay. Oh, yep, here he is. Immediately dead. Instantly eviscerated. Whatever fort I was in the middle of is also gone. Okay. But we did have enough DPS to kill enough slimes to actually trigger a king slime. So that's not bad. And we got a kill on Pinky out of it. So that's nice as well. Alright, will they keep falling throughout the night, or is this done at some point? Personally, I thought it was supposed to end before you actually even made it tonight. Right, what do you... Got something new? Eternity Advisor suggests loadouts for Eternity mode based on progression. We're not in Eternity mode. Gnome Hat. Consumable. Summons Gnome. Active Ore. Summons Undead Miner. Only usable at night or underground. Pink Slime Tiara. Material. Summons Pinky. Summons Giant Worm in pre-hard mode. Digger and hard. I want to thin the horde out here. Back these away. I don't think I have any real need to place the banners down for slimes. So we'll do without that. Lunker Potion. Pink Gel. Probably something funky we can do with Pink Gel. However, if finding out what that something is shall have to wait until next time. We're only an hour and a half in, so it's a little bit of a shorter stream. Unfortunately, I do have responsibilities to attend to. I cannot linger, but I would at least try streaming a little bit today, so that I'm not always doing only a single stream per week. That's not very many at all, and I think I can do better than that. Gonna clear out a few more of these guys over on this side. Presumably the event will still be ongoing next time, so we can just get right back into it. But for now, let that be enough. Let's go ahead and save and exit here. And thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and I shall see you again next time.